More than 400,000 people die of homicide each year around the world, and at least 4 black women and girls were murdered per day in the United States in 2020. Homicide is a big problem around the world, with it being the 17th leading cause of death around the world. But in Chicago, Illinois, there were over 10 females murdered in April of 2020, with the first one coming out of Christian County, Illinois. This one wasn't in Chicago, but I put it in there because it was a pretty crazy homicide, which was a double homicide with 2 females lost their life.
Investigators in Madison County have identified the man they say killed 2 sisters before leading state police on a chase through Illinois.
April 2nd, 2022. A double homicide suspect led police on a chase, and plus he pointed a gun at the troopers. On a Saturday morning at around 11:14 a.m., the Illinois State Police shared information about a wanted double homicide suspect out of Madison County. According to Illinois State Police, shortly after 1 p.m., local law enforcement located the suspect's vehicle northbound on 127 near Hillsborough. Then it turned into a full-on police chase after the officer attempted to stop the vehicle. Then the vehicle got disabled, leaving the suspect at a stop. The suspect then got out and pointed a gun at troopers. The troopers then discharged their firearms, hitting the suspect, leaving him in critical condition. Jessica Joyner, 34 years of age, and Jamie Joyner, 30 years of age, were both dead at the scene. This next one was a triple homicide coming out of Chicago.
3 people found shot to death this afternoon in a home in Morgan Park.
An 81-year-old woman among those victims.
And everybody in the neighborhood, it was just like a giant family. And to see something like this happen, it's sad.
With 2 women and 1 male losing their life. April 5th, 2022. Chicago police are investigating the murders of 3 people found dead inside a far south side Chicago home. Investigators say the victims were all found shot dead inside a home right near West 113th Street and South Green Street. Chicago police said an 81-year-old woman was shot in the head and a 64-year-old woman was shot in the right torso. Plus, it was also a 61-year-old man shot in the right torso too. Also, all of these victims were related. It was unclear when the 3 were killed, but neighbors say they seen them the day before they died.
What reason and for what and why? I mean, you have one that's 81 years old that was shot multiple times for what? She paved the way for a lot of them and a lot of their family.
So far, no one was in custody for this murder. Then it was April 10th, 2022. A man is accused of killing his mother and father in an Uptown senior apartment. Plus, he was awaiting trial on federal allegations that he robbed a series of phone stores at gunpoint. The murders occurred 3 months after his father signed paperwork to get his 33-year-old son out of federal custody. O.C. Banks Sr. and Sheila Banks and their son all lived together. And that Friday evening, their younger son, 33-year-old Banks, drove his father to Sheila's apartment in the Wilson Yard Senior Housing Complex. Surveillance video from the complex showed that 2 of Sheila's neighbors were already in her apartment when the father and the son walked in. Shortly after 3 a.m. that Saturday morning, Sheila, 61 years of age, walked her friends to an elevator, then returned to her apartment. The surveillance footage showed the son exit the apartment at 6:01 a.m. and he appeared to lock the door and leave the complex. No one else entered the 4th-floor apartment until the couple was found dead the next evening. Then, on April 11th, 2022, a woman and a 20-year-old man were driving a 2002 Black Saturn when a red 2014 Nissan drove up right alongside of them, and someone inside opened fire right in the 700 block of West Root Street at about 5:45 p.m. The woman driving the car crashed into a building after she had been shot.
I'm just here.
The pain.
I can't even wrap my head around this all the way.
Unimaginable.
That seems unreal to me.
Baina Atkins lost her only daughter less than 24 hours ago.
Not my issue. I never thought that at all.
19-year-old Maisha Jackson was struck in the body and taken to University of Chicago Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. The 20-year-old man was also struck by gunfire in the body and taken to the hospital in critical condition. No one was in custody for this murder. Also on April 11, 2020, another female was murdered. Around 8:20 p.m., Ashay Williams was driving in the 600 block of East 95th Street when a dark-colored car approached and someone inside opened fire. She was struck in the left side of the head and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. But sadly, 2 days later, she died from her injuries. But on April 27, 2022, a woman named Jennifer Hamilton would be shot and killed by her husband right in the Brickyard Mall parking lot.
Police say Alfonso Hamilton left this Northwest Side parking lot and was in their custody in a matter of minutes. Tonight, he's charged with murdering his wife. Hamilton lived just across the street from the parking lot where she was killed. Neighbors say she was in the process.
A little more than a week after she took out an emergency restraining order against him, prosecutors say Jennifer was on a teleconference call with her doctor when she pulled into a parking lot near the couple's Northwest Chicago home. That's when prosecutors say she spotted her estranged husband and decided to drive to the nearby Brickyard Mall in front of a Target store. Jennifer's doctor asked if she wanted the police to be called, but she said no, saying she wasn't worried about her husband hurting her, but she did ask the doctor to stay on the call. That's when Jennifer suddenly called out to the doctor to call 911 right before her husband shot her 5 times and drove away. According to court documents, her husband admitted to police that he shot his wife after asking her if she was seeing anyone else, and she responded she was, so he shot her. Plus, the gun used in the shooting was allegedly found in the backseat of his car. He was subsequently charged with first-degree murder. This next one was a crazy one too, because on April 30th, 2022, a woman was killed in downtown Chicago after she caught her friend's boyfriend with another woman. It was about 1 a.m. on a Saturday in the 300 block of North State Street, where Tashana Allison and her friend was at a bowling alley when she spotted her friend's boyfriend with another female. Then there was a verbal argument where suddenly the friend's boyfriend pulled out a handgun and fatally shot Tashana Anderson, age 26. Her sister LaShawn Anderson, age 31, was shot in the left thigh and was taken to the hospital in good condition. But LaShawn Anderson witnessed her sister die right in front of her. Her sister says before she died, she told her to tell her daughter that she loved her. After that, she said she was trying to take breaths and it wasn't going away, LaShawn said. But also another female was killed on April 30th, 2022, 10:45 p.m. Jasmine Jones, age 28, was arguing with a man that Saturday night in Rosemont on the far south side when suddenly the man pulled out a handgun and shot her right in the chest. The man who shot her entered a blue sedan and left. Police said she was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center where she was pronounced dead. This marks the 10th female killed in April of 2022 throughout Illinois and Chicago, which is crazy for 1 month in a single state. Murder happens every day around the world, and if you guys want me to keep going with this series every month throughout Chicago and other states, make sure you let me know in the comments and hit that subscribe button and that bell so you can be notified when we post our content. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed and stay well. Yeah, I'm out.